Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Today, you're going to get a better day, mood, and sleep method. You ready? It's one simple step, but I'm going to give you 5 different options. And where I'm going to come from is from contrasting, just so you can understand this. Have you ever had one of those days you just feel so frazzled? You feel like the energy of the world is kind of off. Maybe everyone at work is complaining about the schedule, and it really affects you. Everyone you meet in the faculty coffee room or lounge or in your center is just really negative about the newest policy or the lack of the bonus or the bonus, and it just really impacts you. It starts affecting your energy too. And you notice it takes your work longer. And it takes you at work longer as well, and you find yourself more reactive, fighting with a spouse, maybe not sleeping as well. All of this is just examples of how the environment around us can really have an impact on how we're feeling, thinking, showing up in the world. There's examples of this. Some of you might relate to this. If you don't see sun for months, people have like it can affect their mood. Seasonal defective affective disorder is just that. I lived in Ohio. I had been in Texas before where we got sun all the time in Texas. And all of a sudden, Ohio's like 10 months of the year is no sun. It really affected my mood. Also, it can affect our mood in the positive way. If we go on a girlfriend's trip and we treat ourselves to a beautiful, luxurious experience and we have great food and we get room service and we go shopping and we have our best friends and we just take care of ourselves for a weekend, that really affects us too. So, what we're going to talk today about this new method of how you get better mood, a better day, better sleep. It's not going to involve years of therapy or coaching. It's not going to involve spending lots of money on a girlfriend's trip. It's not going to involve moving to another state that has lots of sunshine. Thank goodness, because we can start changing our day, mood, and sleep right here and now. But we want to start by seeing that our environment absolutely affects us. So I want you to consider you have a bubble around you, as I do too. We all have bubbles around us. And we want to consider this bubble is very precious of what we allow in. And the filter you want to use is your senses, your 5 senses. I said this is going to be, you just do one step and everything improves, but you have 5 options. We're looking at our 5 senses, what we see, hear, smell, touch, and taste. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. We'll mainly focus on what we see and hear because we are visual creatures. We have a lot of our brain space is dedicated to what we see and what we hear, and you can have such a big impact by just focusing on those 2 senses. But I'll give you some other options as well. So you're in a bubble. You have a bubble of protective space around you. I got this from, by the way, when my kids were in school, and the teachers would tell my kids about bubble space, this concept of we have space around us that's private. People should not be in that space. Like we want to give other people bubble space too. I love this concept. And so it's always stayed with me. So we have a bubble. Our energy is super precious. We want to be we want to consider this bubble sacred and we want to be very careful what we let in. If we put in the bubble tons of garbage, we're going to feel horrible afterwards. Our body, our soul, our spirit, our mind is just going to be having to. Can you imagine if your bubble was filled with garbage? But we kind of do that all the time when we have no awareness of what we're bringing into the bubble. We have no concept of the bubble. So we watch, I'll give examples from my life. We watch Jerry Springer. I remember doing that in college a lot. Not anymore. I don't even know if his show's on, but I guess my analogy would be 90 Day Fiance. Sometimes it's a lot of garbage. I love the show, and also it's like there's so much tension and there's so much conflict. And so if we pour into our bubble lots of conflict and tension and negative energy, of course it affects us. So how you can have a better mood, a day, and sleep is starting being very careful about what you bring your bubble. What you see, let's start with that sight. It's probably the number one, most of our brain matter is going to be devoted to this instinct. So here's where we're going to start. Give you an example. So we want to be careful about what we show our brain, what we are looking at. For example, there's a part of me that loves scary shows and thrillers. For example, Baby Reindeer got tons of awards this year. When I watch it, there's part of my brain that's like, oh, this is so good. It's so interesting. The characters are so compelling. It's so like well done. And I watched 2 of the shows and I was like, I am so into this show. And then I went to bed and I had a nightmare about a bear chasing me and eviscerating me. My dreams are very, very detailed. Like the bear took a nail and all the way down my front and started pulling out my organs. Like I have my dreams are, I have to be very careful what I show my brain. That was not on Baby Reindeer, at least not on the first two shows, but my brain will take what it sees and it will magnify it. And so I woke up just in a panic, scared. I don't have this anymore, but I used before coaching, I used to have night terrors. I would just wake up screaming like I was being really like something terrible was happening to me. And it would really freak out my family. Thankfully, with coaching, I don't have that anymore. And I also become much more vigilant about what I show my brain. So, could you do a little bit of like, where am I showing myself distressing things in my bubble? Where can I take that out? And not just take it out, but replace it with something else. I think where this goes wrong in the personal growth, self-help space is people are like, stop looking at your phones, stop watching those thrillers, put your screens down at 10 p.m. And it's like, hello, we are people. Like, what do you want us to do? Yoga at 10 o'clock? No, thanks. Unless you love it and then do it. But we have to be practical about things. So, and I think taking something away from the brain, the easiest way to make that a self-sustaining practice is to replace it with something else. You just take something away from the brain. The brain's going to be like, but I really want to watch Baby Reindeer, but I really, like it's not, it's going to just go nuts. So you want to give it something else. So we call it a wash down show. If I'm going to watch on purpose something scary, I will watch something pleasant afterwards. I love Abbott Elementary, also got a ton of awards. Very lovable characters, 100% wholesome. You can watch it with tiny children and be okay. And it really just helps calm my nervous system. We also do some adjustments. Like if I'm going to watch Baby Reindeer, it's going to be in the morning when it's light outside and have all day to have different experiences for my brain. I can show my brain all kinds of things that are pleasant and safe. I like watching, or maybe I'll watch a comedy or a rom-com. Doesn't mean we are never going to watch thrillers or 90 Day Fiance again, not at all, but we just want to do it in a way that where we can have some safety around it so we can get consent for us. So what I mean by this is if you've had a really hard week, you haven't slept all week, your boss is on your back again about your notes, you are overeating, you are super reactive and yelling with your husband and your kids, this is not the week to watch Baby Reindeer. If scary shows keep you up at night, this is the week to watch Abbott Elementary or something of the equivalent. So you just want to give yourself a check in. Am I okay if I have a history of having nightmares and watch scary shows and I'm feeling super stressed out? Am I okay having another sleepless night? Sometimes you're going to say yes. Like New Year's Eve, we always stay up way past where we should. But we kind of go into it knowing it's okay. Tomorrow I'll be tired and it's okay. Tomorrow I'll take a nap. I want to do this today because I'm choosing this on purpose today because I want this experience. Tomorrow I'll take care of myself. I'll have a different experience and I'm okay getting less sleep tonight and be more tired tomorrow. Right. So you just want to insert a step for consent for yourself. It's okay. You don't always have to choose sleep. I mean, how many times we're on call? We're like, we're not choosing sleep on that night. It's okay not to choose sleep. But I think where people go wrong is they're like, oh my gosh, this job is terrible. Oh my gosh, um, this situation is terrible. I didn't get sleep. Versus like, no. Today I'm choosing less sleep. I'm choosing it on purpose because I'm on call and I want to keep this job that makes me a millionaire. Now we can always, in my program, we can negotiate like, how can you take less call? Definitely work with clients who they don't take any call at all anymore. But the difference between this is a horrible job, I can never sleep, and I am choosing to take call tonight so I can be a millionaire and pay for my job, pay for my house and my kids' college, it feels very different, doesn't it? So give yourself the opportunity to consent. If you're going to watch those thrillers, knowing you're going to get nightmares, do it with intention and support for yourself. I'm choosing this on purpose, and tomorrow I'll take care of myself. This is very similar. I coach in this a lot. People come to me. I am so stressed out about the news. It's always breaking news on CNN. It's always something terrible. And what my coaching there is protecting your bubble, being careful about what you're showing your brain. Turn off the news, limit the news. And they'll say, but I want to be informed. You can be informed without stressing yourself out. You can be informed without gluing yourself to the news 24 hours a day. There is this middle ground of being informed and taking care of your body, taking care of your bubble space. If you being informed is giving you an ulcer and keeping you from sleeping, what is the point of being informed? You can't do anything with it. You're going to be super crabby and you're not enjoying your life. So I know after the 2016 election cycle, I actually took a multiple year hiatus from news. The relationship I have with news today is I tell my husband, if it's something I need to know, please tell me. If not, I'm not going there. I just know what it does to me. It spins me out. I get devastated. I get heartbroken. And then I'm no good for anyone. Like I'm not good to me. I'm no good to the world. So I have chosen on purpose that my sanity and my energy and my life on this planet is more important than knowing every single detail of what's happening on CNN. Even though I love CNN, they are not showing the great stories out there. They're going to enrich, and this is for any news company. They are a business. They are looking to create money. So they're going to show you the terrible, heartbreaking news because that's what gets eyeballs on it. I don't need that in my bubble. So be vigilant about what you're showing yourself. If you're on social media, another thing I coach a lot of people on is they're like, I'll scroll social media for 2 hours and feel horrible. Everybody else has a nicer life. Everybody else is having this great experience. If social media is making you feel, and I will too, if I'm on there too long, and it depends how long is too long, it depends on you. But if I'm on there too long, I start feeling gross. My mind starts comparing as well. It's very natural. And it soaks up so much time and just all showing yourself all those images is exhausting for your brain, all that scrolling. So if social media has you feeling worse, not better after doing it, limit the time you're on it. You don't have to never do it again, but limit it and then add on what is the thing that can compensate, that can clear out the brain, that can help you come back to center. I have some ideas for you, and you'll think about it. What do I want to see that calms me down? For me, it's the lack of it might be going into my garden. It might be talking to a loved one and seeing their face. It might be going on a walk. It might be snug looking at and talking to my dogs. It might be creating some content for my coaching community. It might be looking for to serve more people in my area. All of that helps compensate for that social media grossness that happens. I am for sure going to stay on social media, but not the effect of my health. So if you have seasonal affective disorder, also things I used to do when I lived in Ohio is we would plan a trip every February to somewhere hot and fantastic. February was the hardest month for us because it was the coldest month. We had been through months and months and months of darkness, and we were headed to more months. I remember it snowed on Mother's Day, and I was crying about it. I was like, this is ridiculous that it's mid-May, early mid-May, and it's still snowing. This is crazy. So we planned trips in February to the Caribbean. It was amazing. You can also get a light lamp. So that's the site. I'll say a little bit about hearing is also be vigilant about in your bubble, what are you exposing to your ears? And some of that we just covered with the news or with, but I also want to include what are you listening to? So, what I've noticed, I love music. I generally always have music like that makes me feel safe. Like the silence, I don't love. I need to have a little bit of background music. And I love Taylor Swift. I love Taylor Swift. Okay, but hold on. But when I listen to her songs about heartbreak, guess what I feel afterwards? Heartbreak. And when I listen to her songs about bad blood and angry at other people, guess what I feel? I feel angry. I feel like I want to go fight someone. Same thing with country music. I love country music, but every time listen to it, I feel so sad. And that's not great for me. So, and don't even get me started on hard rock, punk rock. I can't even. The 1 second I start, like it just, my body really reacts to it. So, you want to be careful about what you're exposing yourself to. Something I also did is I used to listen to a lot of thriller podcasts. Guess what? I have nightmares about it. So be careful, be vigilant. What are you putting on your ears in your bubble? And don't just take things away, replace it with something else. So, what I recommend is I love going to iTunes, or you can find this wherever. You can find it on social media, you can find it in your music library, you can find it on YouTube. I love sound baths. I used to think they were super boring, but my body love sound baths. So what are they is usually the musician, artist, whoever has bowls that they put their finger around the edges of it, and it creates this really like the sound that your whole body starts relaxing to if it's done well. The other thing is think about in your life, where have you heard music that really calmed you down? That's going to be different for everyone. Some of you are going to say classical music. You know what I love to recommend? Lullabies. We learned as children that lullabies calm us. The lullabies that are created with the intent of calming and soothing infants who are in distress. They work on adults who are stressed out too. There's a song I heard about that I do like. It's called Weightless by Marconi Union. I was told it was invented by not just musicians, but also therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists of a sound that can really help calm someone down, help fight the anxiety, help get grounded. But also consider listen to upbeat podcasts and audiobooks. So I have had so many clients say, I'm having a really hard day. I just listen to your podcast all day long. I just had you in my ear. I just had positive, upbeat, inspiring, hopeful voice in my ear and it made all the difference. So find those podcasts, those audiobooks that are growth oriented that help you feel better. It'll improve your mood, your day, and your sleep. All right, smell. Smell, figure out what it is that you love. I love the smell of lavender, eucalyptus. These are smells my massage therapist always puts in the room. So every time I smell it, it brings me back to that very calm space. Touch, also important. I think this is where you want to be wearing clothes that feel good on your skin. This is where you may want to snuggle your pet. There's so many studies that show when humans snuggle something they love, whether it's inanimate, their pet, or a loved one, their child, their stress levels just start going down immediately. I will even put a hand on my heart so you can see if you're watching on YouTube, put two hands on my sternum, put some pressure there. It starts calming me down immediately. In my program, we have somatic healing tools. I walk you through meditations. I walk you through different ways we can use touch as a healing modality. It's underutilized. Taste, I'm experimenting with this. I used to do like sugar-free mints and with my health journey where I've lost all of my weight that I never thought I would get here. I lost it all without restriction and I do a lot of fasting now. I don't love like eating to calm myself. I just don't love that. I find I have new relationship with food where food is just nourishment. It's not something I go to for emotional healing. So I haven't really found something that tastes that I love yet. Maybe, I think probably what I do now is I brush my teeth. I like the feeling of a very clean, minty, fresh mouth. But I have so proud of myself, delinked emotional healing from food. So, but whatever you consider, I have clients who are like, I had a horrible, horrible call and I had chocolate cake. I'm like, do the chocolate cake, right? It's okay. My philosophy, I help a lot of people. Here's my philosophy. The priority is how do you feel better in your life? If that's chocolate cake and ice cream sometimes, do it. We just want to do it without all the luggage of I'm a bad person, I shouldn't do this. Oh my gosh, I'm out of control, I'm a beast. We want to do it with loving dialogue with ourselves. I'm choosing this today because I've had a really hard day and it's okay. Tomorrow I can get back to the gym. Next week I can get back on my routine. I can fast tomorrow. This is what I need most today. So it's like this loving kindness for ourselves, no matter what we're choosing because we want to enjoy it. Listen, if you're going to have cake, you better enjoy it. That's my thought. I'm going to enjoy this bowl of ice cream. I am really going to enjoy it because I'm not going to cloud myself with such judgment and shame. And if that's hard, it is hard in diet culture today. Definitely join my program. We can work on that. So notice, I didn't say at any point you have to put down your phone, you have to shut down your screen, you need to give you hours of yoga a day, you have to exercise, not at all. That is just not practical. My philosophy is use your devices for good. Something that I love is that called the I Am app, like I am good, I am happy, that kind of thing. I am's 2 words. It is very low cost. I think it was like $35 for the year. And it sends you positive mantras, statements, inspiration. You get to decide what you want to hear all throughout the day to really help stay in this energy of taking care of yourself, protecting your bubble. And so when you're thinking, oh, I've got this habit of always checking my phone, check the I Am app, for example. Or after you go on social media, you're like, oh, I feel so gross. Switch over to the I Am app, for example. You can set it to stress and anxiety or inspiring quote or weight loss or fitness or to get a better relationship with your honey or more self-compassion. You get to pick. There's like I think 30 different topics you can choose. They are so good. And also, for those of you who are in my program or who join, we have a whole training on how to have a different relationship with your phone. And it doesn't involve getting rid of your phone at all. It's how do we work with our phone to support us. So, in summary, how you get a better phone, a better day, better sleep. Really, just one thing you need to do is protect your bubble space. And what I encourage you to do, 5 different options of modalities, and you don't have to do them all at once, just pick one, is focus on your senses. How could I show my brain something soothing? How could I listen to something soothing? How could I bring smell, touch, and taste in a way that's supportive of me, protecting my bubble space? So that I feel better, get my work done faster, get home sooner. I enjoy my day, I enjoy my work, and I enjoy being home. And I set myself up for very good sleep. Here's a most people, they'll say, oh, I have this horrible relationship to sleep because I'm doing something terrible. I need a new mattress, I need new bed sheets, I need to do this in the evening, I need to exercise more. Not at all. My philosophy is if you're having trouble sleeping, you don't need to buy things. You need to solve for what's happening in the day that's it's causing your brain so much distress, it's keeping you up at night. And in coaching, we solve for that together. This was helpful. I want to suggest you get on our email list like yesterday, because on the email list, you'll get the podcast delivered directly to your inbox. Plus, we do videos of these that are on YouTube. So get the link. It's so convenient. Also, our email list is the first to see special offers, freebies, and trainings. We take care of people on our email list. So you want to make sure you're on your email list. I'll link it below. It's yourpathandfocus.com/email, but I'll tell you, you have to just go to the link below, sign up today, and I'll see you there. Bye, everybody.